What is the life of a DJ?
It is a tough life.
आपको विराट और अनुष्का का जो वेडिंग में आपने परफॉर्म किया वो चांस कैसे मिला?
I got a call from the wedding planner. I was super excited and I was like, dude, this is like a dream come true.
Celebrity wedding that you won't forget performing at.
But I know a celebrity, if he's with me on the console, it's always fun, is Ranveer Singh.
Chainsmokers praised your work. You also played with David Guetta, same stage as him.
Pressure was real. After him, you have to perform on the same stage.
As a DJ, what track are you fed up of playing?
Chaya Chaya.
आपने कभी रॉन्ग कुछ बजाया है?
कभी कभी कंसोल बिगड़ जाता है तो एक ही गाना लूप पे चलते रहता है बलम पिचकारी बलम पिचका so it's going on till the console's getting repaired.
Will DJing become automated at some point with AI?
AI is the next thing. Like it's going to be there soon. Yeah, this techno space is booming, but I think it's also like that hype is almost done now.
Do you as a DJ go with, I think this will work best for this crowd?
Once the alpha goes into the system, they all boil down to one particular side of music.
Hi everyone, welcome to another episode of Aleena Dissects. I wanted to ask you guys, have you all ever seen a podcast of a DJ? Because I haven't, and that is why I had to get one of the best DJs that India has that I have been hearing about since I was like 18, 17, 18, and I think that's when he started. So please welcome Arjun. Actually, DJAJ, that's how the world knows him. So welcome to Aleena Dissects.
Thank you, Aleena.
Thank you so much for doing this. Thank you for taking all the time. I know you're very busy and packed.
Not busy,
like all
sleepy
the time.
in the day. That's the right thing.
That's the life of a DJ. No, I've heard that they are always up at night, so they have to just sleep in the day.
I try sleeping early.
Oh, okay. But otherwise, tell me, a DJ's life is a lot of late nights, right? First of all, how do you balance then?
The balancing just happens because now you're used to it, your body's used to it.
Okay.
So we've sort of trained our body to sleep, wake up, perform, like we're in that space. But usually, yes, we have late nights and then I try to catch up on 8 hours of sleep minimum. So whether it's broken or as a whole.
Oh, wow.
So last night was a bonus. I think I did about 12 hours, which was amazing.
I'm glad because then I get the full energy from
fully.
you.
We are set. Get the console.
Okay. Tell me that you started at a very young age.
Yeah.
I think you were 15 when you started.
Yeah.
How did you come to know you want to become a DJ?
To be honest, I didn't realize that I want to be a DJ per se.
Okay.
The fascinating part was that that instrument, that console with buttons and lights popping at that point and someone actually playing music and people dancing to it. So yeah, when I saw that, I was like, this is cool.
Okay.
But it never, if I were to recollect, it never went back to the part where, oh, this is what I want to do.
Okay.
Like I just saw it and I said, it's cool and I want to learn how to use it.
Okay.
Like that was the angle to it. And in school, I used to do music for dramatics and stuff like that. So from there, the love for music always existed. So then...
Because for a DJ, I'm sure that you need to have a hardcore interest and inclination towards music, right?
Yeah, of course. I mean, music, right, in general, it may not be just for DJing. It's for anything music related, whether it's singing, playing the keyboard, any of that. You need to love the music to sort of do
Play
that.
it.
Yeah.
Okay. You started at 15. Did you start professionally or did you start
Oh, no, I wasn't allowed to do it professionally. I just started just going to a academy where I was taught how to
learned it.
Yeah, how to use this particular device, instrument.
Okay.
Also the basics of DJing, what it is exactly. It's not just playing music, right? It's about mixing music together, playing by the ear, a lot of that, right? But as a whole, so that's where it started. Of course, we didn't have too many options of going to places and performing at that point, given age, clubs. I was 16, 15. And then, as and when I would get time, I would just try and maybe borrow a friend's console who I met at my academy.
Okay.
Once in a while, I'd get that, perform at home. So it was great. I mean, so that was professionally, I don't think I started that early. I think we started 2000, maybe 8, 10, when I was an adult.
Got it. Before that, you must have done maybe house parties and all because I remember.
I wasn't allowed.
Oh, you were not allowed because
I've done a house party which was on New Year's Eve for 11 of my friends. That was my first gig.
That's why.
Yeah, that was my first gig.
It starts from there.
Yeah, that was my
right?
first gig.
What feedback did you get from the people when you did that?
I don't think even they know
What is DJing?
What is DJing. But I think we all had a great time. It was just my closest friends from school.
Because DJ word is so loosely used, right? When you go to a party, it's like, Aaj kaun DJ ban raha hai? Because the person playing
Correct.
the music is called the DJ. But
Right.
nobody understands what actually DJing means. You
Correct.
tell me that.
In my opinion, it's about A, understanding your audience, B, getting the dance floor going. You cannot have the dance floor going from the word go.
Okay.
Right? C, mixing music. Like most DJs that you may have heard, or if you tend to go and notice, are they actually mixing music or are they just playing songs,
the songs.
one after the other? Like, is there a blend? Is there like a sort of say transitioning smoothly? Also, like when people come and request songs, what they don't realize is it breaking the momentum? Is it something not meant to be played at that hour? Like, this is the actual DJing angle kicking in, right?
Right.
But if I were to just do crowd pleasers, then even you can pull out your phone and just play it off from there. So then what sets you apart from a DJ?
A DJ.
Right? So that's, and I feel like the newer audience is getting educated slowly. They're realizing that what they see online maybe versus what they experience offline is very different. And that's where I think the real guys are being sort of appreciated over time. It's not about what you see online, it's about what you experience offline, and that same thing being translated to your party. So if you are at a party and say you have a good DJ performing and they can actually build the night, that's a good DJ.
True. And also, of course, I understand that the nuances of music and playing and merging the songs is not something that randomly we'll get by playing music on the thing. It makes a difference to the crowd.
Oh, very big difference. Like if I go a little technical, if I were to take like a couple of tracks, right?
Yes.
And if you see the energy levels on that, they keep going up and down. How do you maintain it? Like, that's the skill set, right? So if I were to tell you play 5 songs, you can play 5 songs. If
Right.
someone says, okay, play for 1 hour, you can do 1 hour. The challenge arises post the 2 hours.
Okay.
How much can you hold on to a dance floor? If your party is going on longer, how much can you hold on? Anyone can come and bang, say, 50 songs for 2 minutes each.
You're saying the crowd will get bored after a point.
Not bored. It's about how you keep them entertained, how you keep the flow, momentum going.
How do you keep them entertained?
The music choice, the mixing, the acts that we do. Like, say, we do the hologram act. So it's something that's different, right? The kind of interspersing that you do with, say, maybe a Hindi song with an English song. Like something exciting, nostalgia coming in at some point through the night. Something that's you heard when you were, say, back in school. Randomly being dropped in.
So do you plan all of this or do you do it
Impromptu.
on the spot? All of it?
All of it
like
is
you are like,
impromptu.
okay, all Hindi's, English songs are going on. Now I'll play a Hindi one.
It's impromptu. You need
And
to read the
based
flow.
on what? How
Nothing.
do you
need to
decide?
read the flow.
How do you analyze that now? If I play a Hindi one, it will be...
I mean, you just like you feel the energy. Like, it's when you're on the console, you just tend to like understand what's going on.
And how often do you experiment? I don't know if
Very
it's gonna work.
often.
Okay.
That's the thing. If I start doing pre-made sets, then I don't experiment because then I'm so fixated to that. But here I'm going with a bank of everything and I don't know what's coming when.
Okay.
So it's experiment by itself.
So you usually don't have a playlist you go with?
I have a bank that's on my laptop when I perform. That's like a bank. But I never tend to open that bank and read through that. I just always am searching for music.
Okay.
Like it's in the back of my mind. So when I'm performing, I would ideally know what I'm doing for the next 3 songs. Like if I'm
That's
playing
it.
this, after this I need to do this. But somewhere, even if I've decided that I'm doing this, I might just change it because I just feel like the impact of the song that I'm playing before is not as what I expected it to be. So that's when you change it on the go.
So you have to be on your toes
Oh yeah,
the
yeah,
whole
yeah. Very
time.
alert and like on the fly, feeling the same energy that the dance floor is feeling.
Nice.
Yeah.
And tell me, if you had to tell me, what is the top Hindi playlist of songs that people like always vibe to?
Your standard stuff, what you hear at any Sangeet, any event that you go at, the original classic Bollywood music, that's what's going on. So like maybe like a Gala Gudiya, Subha Hone Na De. Maybe Subha Hone Na is what, like 10, 12 years old,
Even
15
Gala
years
Gudiya, I
old?
feel like you'll
like 10
vibe
years?
every time. Yeah,
Yeah, like it's it's a no-brainer, right? Like,
Yeah.
think about it. London Thumakda. Like,
Huh.
you are
And
gonna
then
vibe.
you know the steps. So then you
It's the
always
hook step,
do
right? That
hook
gets you
step.
going. So.
And then
that's-
you have to decide where to play that part.
Oh, it all goes into like the musical knowledge.
Okay. You said about like you have to read the crowd and you have to understand what they're doing and all. Do you as a DJ go with, I think this will work best for this crowd? Or do you go with, I'll just impromptu just
So if
read
I
the crowd?
know
do
the
it?
crowd, if I know who I'm performing for, I know what they like, makes
Okay.
my life easier because then
Okay.
it's easier. But in most cases now, we don't know who we are performing for. Like, I mean, we do a call to understand what's going on. But apart from that, I think it's more about reading the crowd. When I do the call, I already know what it's all about. But you're in India, right? So then it's pretty much.
Diverse people.
Yeah, I mean, we get a lot of people who talk about different genres before. But I think once the alcohol goes into the system, they all boil down to one particular side of music, and that's Bollywood.
Bollywood.
Music. Yeah. I mean, how much ever, whoever says, very few people actually sort of stick to what the brief is given before. Yeah.
Otherwise, they change it. They're like,
No, on the fly. They'll only come and say. Like if I'm talking to a bride and groom and they're like, oh, we want, like we want some house music, example. Like, yeah, of course. So like we can't do it. Like, I can do all the genres, right? If I know what they like and I'll go ahead and do it. I did it. Couple of hours into the party. Oh, you play Bollywood. Yeah. And I know that.
And then the crowd vibes accordingly.
They get lit.
Because it's India.
Yeah, but that's India. But it's again very different, like from who you're. It's like absolutely say subjective to who you're performing for.
Okay.
Like I wouldn't generalize this statement, but I would be like who you're performing for and where you're performing.
So if it is a Bombay party and there are Gen Zs, would you still play Bollywood or would you play more
Depends
maybe
again
techno?
who, but who? Like who's the Gen Z? Right? Where are they from?
Okay, you study that?
Yeah, of course. I mean, you can just know when you're playing because a particular track in that direction, if it's working, then you know this is it.
Acha.
Right? So, yeah, this techno space is booming, but it's not. I mean, it's not. I think it's also like that hype is almost done now.
You think it's a hype, techno music?
Not hype. I love it. I mean, I'm not going to shy away from it. I love it because I got to do something different in the last whole season, right? But then, for how long? Like it's like imagine like a 2012. You were in a phase with Don't You Worry Child, Swedish House Mafia coming, all of that, and suddenly that music did not exist. It was a phase.
Oh,
people
so
got
you
tired
think
of. I think
techno
it's a
is
phase.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay, because I'm the kind that does not. I
There
cannot
you
do
go, see?
techno. Like I cannot. I feel
But
like
you don't like
it's-
techno as in like techno, but what you probably like is Afro house.
Maybe I try, but one time I went to a techno and also I don't drink, right? So
Yeah.
my perception is different when I go to a party. It's Bollywood and dance and all of that, no drinking. So when I go to a techno, I can just hear it much more. I feel like louder and feel like this is noise. This is not
But
music.
that's because that's not your liking of music.
But a lot of people
like it's person like it depends on
Depends
like,
on the person.
Yeah, like what they like. Like everyone has like a different favorite, right? So
But Arjun, when you started out, at that time, DJing wasn't a thing, right? So how did
It
you
wasn't.
decide this is my career?
it's not like it wasn't a thing. I just feel like if I were to go back to those days, people are like, what are you doing in life? Like this is like probably connected to like having tattoos maybe, or like like alcohol and late nights and like a very
It
different
seems like that.
like a different way of looking at it. And then when people find out, you don't even have a single tattoo, and like because like a lot of people tell me like you don't even dress up as like a DJ. And I'm like, no, but like this is who we are, this is how we function. So yeah, that time was very different.
You still decided that this is my career I'm going to make
Honestly, I didn't decide it was my career. It became my career.
while doing it.
Yeah, like it just grew. It just blew.
And what is something about DJing that you think people don't understand?
Reality of DJs.
What
like
is the
what they actually do.
reality?
Life of a DJ.
What is the life of a DJ?
Late nights, mixing music. Like you can't just randomly drop a song just because someone's requested it. We are not being arrogant. We're just trying to give it a musical experience. The kind of days that we are spending outside home, eating outside food. Like there's a whole different side to it, right? So all of that, a lot of people now know thanks to, podcasts like these maybe. But yeah, it's like, it is a tough life. Like,
Yeah.
I mean, people who work with me closely or know, like wedding planners, my manager, my family, all of them, they all would sort of connect.
True, but also I assume that people would think that DJing is a cool thing. Like it's just a, oh wow, you're like
I
at
think it's-
parties and you're just playing music all the time.
Yeah, but I
That
think
is
a lot
the
of people have now
perception.
realized it's a difficult space.
Okay.
Difficult in the sense, like, come on, like I did like probably 200 flights last year.
Wow.
That's the kind of like toll it also takes on your health, right? So imagine that 200 flights
That's a lot.
performing. So you reach a place, you're performing say 10 p.m. roughly till say 4 a.m. and then you're on a 6 a.m. flight. You land. Sometimes you got a day event, sometimes you got a night event. So it all adds up.
True. And what kind of a event do you personally like playing for? Is it a wedding? Is it a party? Is
I
it
love
a
anything that has the energy.
Okay.
I don't think like I love clubs, I love weddings, I love parties, I love barats. I love anything that gives you the energy to play. Like people, like the crowd there should be ready to take in and give the energy back. Like that's what we would enjoy. So if I'm playing here, for example, but y'all are vibing, like that's a kick by itself.
And have you ever had a crowd that is not vibing at all?
Yeah, I mean, you always have that one set. But it's about then us on how we want to get them to vibe. It just takes a little longer, but it happens.
And tell me, do you remember any incident as such?
Yeah, like when you have like sound restrictions, the decibels are really low. I mean, no matter what you're doing, like you're pushing it, but it's not like it sounds like background music, ambient music going on. Like it's all going to really push. But somehow we manage eventually. Maybe once they start getting into the zone, it just sort of picks up.
We don't see the behind the scene, right? We look at the DJ in the party, enjoying, chilling, vibing and all. What goes on behind?
I mean, so as I said, like a lot of things to lose and gain. Firstly, hearing loss. I mean, we are less exposed to loud music all the time. We wear earplugs, but so many times you don't get the tech that you've asked for. You send them a technical rider saying that these are requirements, but not everywhere either it's available or it's provided for. So then our earplugs also tend to not work because the system provided is not tuned or it's not based on the kind of ear masking or the blocking that we are doing
And
wearing
you
our
can't
earplugs.
carry yours?
No, we carry earplugs. So they're
Okay.
like plugs that you put in. So it sort of reduces the decibel.
Okay.
It's loud but reduces. But for that, it's our monitors need to be tuned or need to be of certain type so that it goes through that earplug to hear it in a particular way.
Okay.
Yeah. And you don't get that everywhere. So that we lose a lot of time with like good moments, like say on New Year's Eve. I don't remember the last time I was at home on a New Year's Eve or like a Christmas, for example, or Diwali. We miss out on the main, I would say days to spend with family, friends. Most weekends are gone. That's when all your friends are out and you'll always be working. So there's a lot to it, but I mean, I guess that's part and parcel. So I mean, I wouldn't complain about it, but at the same time, since you asked me, I'd be
Yeah.
like, this is stuff that probably people don't realize.
People don't realize.
Yeah.
No, that is true that you wouldn't realize that. And also, like, we keep talking about work-life balance whenever I'm speaking to somebody in business. But then we don't realize that for other professions also, which look entertaining and look fun on the outside, it's also the same struggle. Like, do you sit at home on New Year's or chill with your friends, or do you actually work because that's your job?
I don't remember the last time I was not working on New Year's. Yeah, it's
And
been a
you
while.
see that in the future also, or will there be a time where you'll be like,
I mean,
okay, I've
this
done.
New Year's definitely I'm playing somewhere. So I don't know about that.
Maybe later it'll change.
Yeah.
Okay. Also wanted to ask you that it's a big thing wherein for a DJ, we are always asking for requests. I'm also one of them, okay? But sometimes they do it, sometimes they don't. And sometimes only one person or that group who has requested it is having fun, and then the others are not. So what do you do in that case?
So I usually entertain all the requests, but in its own time, right? I'm not gonna say, for example, I'm doing a set and you've requested something that fits into my set. I'm not gonna say no. At the end of the day, if it's in the flow, it works. Like imagine you're doing a hardcore Bollywood set. Everyone's like killing it, and this one guy comes and says, "Can you play this hip hop song?" Is it gonna work?
No, but do you get such requests?
Of course. You get all sorts of requests.
And what if it is, for example, if you're playing at a wedding and the bride's father comes and says something like that?
I mean, you don't say no, right? Of course. But you make it happen. Like that's where your skill set comes in. How you make it happen, it's not going to happen instantly, but you can take everyone through that journey to make it happen.
आपने कभी wrong कुछ बजाया है for a long time in a set where people are like ये क्या हो रहा है पार्टी के बीच में?
होता है कभी कभी कंसोल बिगड़ जाता है तो एक ही गाना लूप पे चलते रहता है. वो कभी बहुत बार होता है लिंक केबल निकल जाता है तो एक प्लेयर पे एक गाना चालू रहता है सो दैट सॉन्ग ऑटोमेटिकली गोज ऑन लूप. So it's like, say you said you like Balam Pichkari. So imagine Balam Pichkari, Balam Pichkari. So it's going on till the console's getting repaired or it's getting replaced or it's restarting. होता है.
और फिर वो टाइम पे आप क्या करते हैं?
Damage control.
जैसे?
Mic उठाओ.
हाँ.
Something. I mean, that's on the go.
Engage the audience.
Engage the audience. Tell them, sorry, we're having a technical issue, but keep the party going. My dhol guys will step in. Damage control. I don't know. It depends on the scenario also, right? But it happens. Okay. That's what makes you, that's where the experience comes in place, right? How to control it.
Do you remember any such incident?
So many, not one.
Tell me one that is like unique
There
and
was
you're like, I
one
will
incident
never
where ek baar I was in Thailand and I was playing for a after party and I think the bride, I guess she must be watching your podcast and she's going to kill me for this. The bride came up to the console with a Prosecco. And the Prosecco was straight on my laptop and my laptop went off and the music went off. But we had backup. So what we did was one whole player went off and the laptop went off and we ended up putting one mixer, one CDJ with backup pen drive and then we somehow managed to get an auxiliary, connected that on the phone. So one song from here, one song from here without breaking the momentum. But yes, the party went off for like 10-15 minutes.
Okay.
मतलब बंदी हो गया पानी गिर गया लैपटॉप क्रैश हो गया.
I think people will understand. Like audiences also, like your crowd will understand that this is a technical
I mean,
and also
nice,
done by the bride.
It was very small, nice, cozy, very good people, very good audience. But they also understood what happened.
Okay.
होस्ट ने गिरा दिया तो क्या होगा?
हाँ. Also मैंने सुना है कि जो console होता है DJs का वो बहुत बड़ा investment होता है. It's very expensive also to get.
I mean, it is expensive. I would say it's about 5-6 lakh rupees for a set.
That is expensive for somebody starting out.
There are lower ones available.
Okay.
But still at least 2 lakh rupees.
Okay, so if somebody wants to start, उनको वो खरीदना ज़रूरी होगा.
They should, but they should buy a CDJ only because then they can learn the authentic way.
ठीक है. What is the biggest mistake that a DJ can make at a wedding?
The wrong name of the bride and groom. On the
DJs
mic.
also do that.
Of course.
I thought खाली host करते हैं ऐसा कि गलत नाम बता दिया.
I think that would be funny if that ever happened to me.
आपको विराट और अनुष्का का जो वेडिंग में आपने परफॉर्म किया वो चांस कैसे मिला?
So basically, I got a call from the wedding planner asking me for 2 dates. One was December in the start and one was December towards the end. And they said that the December one is out of India. No other details were given, right? I said, I'm sorry, I can't make it. So they're like, you don't want to miss this one. I said, I'm sorry, I can't make it. So they're like, why? I said, it's my best friend's wedding and I cannot do it. So I didn't end up going to Italy.
Oh.
Right? And I was doing, and my best friend got married, so I was very much with him and, all of that. Only to realize later whose wedding and what it was when it came out. And I didn't feel bad about it, but I just felt like an opportunity was lost.
Yeah.
But then towards the end of December, again I was booked. But I didn't know if it was the same one, right? So I reached the wedding venue and I see a lot of media and all. I'm like, what's happening here? I didn't realize.
Oh.
Then I go to the banquet on top and then I see the, the
name.
the name, the logo. And I'm like, no way, this is happening.
तो आप जब तक वहाँ पहुँचते नहीं आपको नहीं पता किसकी वेडिंग में परफॉर्म
we like it's very controlled, right? Like you don't want it to be out there. So yeah, that's when I found out and I was super excited and I was like, dude, this is like a dream come true. And and it was an amazing event and that was pretty much it.
Now that is something you can't prepare for, so you'll have to be like on the.
No, it's not going to be different, right? Like how can it possibly be different? It was in fact a lot of fun.
Arjun, tell me a celebrity wedding that you won't forget performing at.
I mean, all the celebrity weddings that I performed for were amazing, but a celebrity who's been with me for a lot of these weddings and the energy that he has when I'm performing and like he would come to the console and we would get the party started and get it lit is Ranveer Singh. Like that is a vibe by itself. Yeah.
He's very energetic, and I've seen a lot of those clips where he's like the life of the party with
Fully,
the DJ,
fully,
with
fully.
the bride, with everyone. He's always
Fully,
there.
fully. Like he's the life of the party.
As a DJ, what track are you fed up of playing? मतलब अब मुझे मत बोलना ये गाना वापस बजाने को मैं थक गया हूँ.
Chaya, chaya.
But the people vibe on it.
Oh, of course. I mean, it's a great track, but
और फिर सब
I played at every wedding.
और फिर
so-
सब बैठ जाते हैं और फिर वो
fully, fully.
परफॉर्मेंस करते हैं.
I'm sure you also do that.
My friends do.
No, I'm sure you
मैं
also do
पीछे
that.
से cheer कर
I don't believe that. I'm sure you
I
also
can't
do
do
that.
in my lehengas and in my gowns. I cannot
That
sit
doesn't
down.
stop anybody. They're the first ones to go down. All the ones with the heaviest lehengas are the first ones to go
I'm
down.
telling my friends what I am doing, and then after the chaya chaya is over, फिर उनको उठाना पड़ता है कि अब उठ जाओ.
नहीं वो लोग उठ जाते हैं क्योंकि ये 4 बजे वाला गाना है तब तक हो जाता है.
Okay, और कोई ऐसा गाना है जो you are tired of playing?
सुबह होने ना दे.
That also is
It's
very
an old
requested.
song, yeah. सुबह होने not requested but like it's just the part and parcel of your set. I mean the whole set. I mean set in the sense all the Bollywood music that's been there for over 2 decades. That's all that's going on, right? Technically.
You also played with David Guetta on the same
Stage.
same
Yeah.
stage as him.
Yeah.
How was that, and how did it come
Oh,
about?
it's like another sort of bucket list thing. The pressure was real. Imagine David Guetta is performing, people are like loving it, and now after him you have to perform on the same stage and keep the same energy going. Like that was the pressure, and then also like sharing thoughts with him on how like I had a very
You had a chat
short
with him.
chat with him. And
Okay.
that was an experience by itself, but the pressure was real to take the console over after his performance.
So what was the reaction of the crowd after?
I think they loved it because they were there, they were all dancing, so I think it was great.
And what did you get to speak to David Guetta about?
So we just spoke music. I mean, there was nothing beyond that, and just like how it feels to sort of play for such large audiences.
And what is the largest audience that you have played for? How many people?
4,000-5,000 people at I think it was a Holi festival. Yeah, people. I think I'm not sure on the numbers. But I think that seemed like the largest audience that I performed for.
And even Chainsmokers praised your work, and you
Yeah, that was an experience by itself because I was actually sharing the console and doing like a back-to-back with them.
How did that happen?
So I was doing my set in a ballroom. They were performing before me at another stage.
Okay.
They ended up coming to this after party, and then they just...
It was random. It wasn't planned.
Yeah, it wasn't planned at all. It was impromptu.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then what happened? Like you guys played together?
Yeah, we did like I think 15-20 minutes or more together. It was fun.
Yeah, I'm sure. That's a great experience, playing with like people that must be your idol in the in the space.
I mean, that was fun. Yeah, like I got to share the console. These guys were like energy. That was great.
You've also played for a lot of billionaires of this country. So tell me, is that different from playing for other people?
No, I mean, it's you do you, right? Like you set the floor. You have to get the party going. That's your goal. So there's no way to sort of say that it was different. You just get the party going. That's my way of looking at it.
आज किसी को उठ के डीजे बनना है, उनको करियर इस फील्ड में बनाना है, तो उन्हें कैसे चालू करना चाहिए?
पहले तो मतलब म्यूजिक should be something you love. Second, are you doing DJing because you love music? Are you doing DJing for the so-called cool factor? Third, who are they looking up to? Right? Are they looking up to the real DJs or just
the Instagram
ones?
What is a real DJ?
As we spoke, right? The ones who mix music, the ones who can read the crowd, can get the dance floor going, like more real, more true to the art. Right? Yeah, and then practice DJing once they know. So like learn the console, learn how to mix music, learn how to understand, study music, build your playlists, all of that. And then also continuous practice, like by the year is what's going to make them a good DJ.
And for somebody starting out, there are obviously now much more courses or training
there
centers.
are a lot more centers now, more centers. Hopefully I'll have mine soon, a couple of years.
That's what you plan to
do?
Yeah,
110%.
Okay.
Yeah.
You want to build more DJs in the country.
Yeah. I want to build more DJs.
Why is that important?
A party depends on a DJ, right? So you need good DJs. So you want to build people who are passionate about it. You want to take them a notch higher.
Okay. Tell me that are Indian crowds harder to please than international?
No, they're the same. I mean, there's no differentiation.
Okay.
Yeah. As long as you are doing your job, you can please anyone.
Okay, I thought Indian crowds are more like a difficult bunch.
Nah.
Okay. And what is the weirdest request that you got from a client?
Musically, like randomly, someone requesting like a very random song of some other language in the middle of, like, say, a Hindi set.
Really?
Like, I would say, like just imagine you're doing a full Bollywood set, and suddenly someone comes and requests for a German song.
They do that?
Yeah, I'm just saying, like, imagine. So that's happened to me. Some people who are like probably intoxicated will be like, आप कंसोल छोड़ के डांस फ्लोर पे आ जाओ, हमारे साथ नाचो. I was like, if I leave the console, who's going to play? So that kind of stuff also goes down a lot.
No, I was going to ask you that मतलब मैंने भी देखा है कि because people are drunk, right? And especially after 11 बज गए 12 बज गए तो बात तो लोग they are not in their senses. At that time, has anything uncomfortable happened with you because you're obviously doing your work and everybody is just like
Not uncomfortable. Like this, like, you come dance with me, like, you know, that kind of, like, not in a bad way, like they're being nice about it. Like, if I come and dance with you, then who's going to make everyone else dance if I leave the console?
AJ, everybody assumes that people who are DJing, tend to be drinking and like partying along because you have to be part of it to understand them and all. Does that happen with you also?
So, to be honest, I don't drink. If I ever drink, it's probably once a year, twice a year. That too, if it's like one of my closest friends' weddings, or if I get the opportunity to attend their wedding. I've missed out on a lot of those. And I don't smoke, of course. I'm asthmatic, so no smoking, no e-cigarettes, none of that for me. So I don't think it's necessary to drink or smoke or be high to enjoy and get into that zone.
Arjun, if you don't drink and you don't do anything, obviously, so then how do you get the crowd to be, and especially at night because you're doing this after an entire day, right? Long day. So how do you keep that energy going for yourself?
Two things. One is the music that keeps you going because you're doing stuff live, mixing. So you're so engrossed in what you're doing. And second is my cappuccino is always with me. So
that's where you get your caffeine from.
That's the key.
If you had to teach somebody to read a crowd in 1 minute, how would you do that?
You can't teach someone. It just comes from the music you're playing and the energy that's being generated. Like, it just comes from within.
Arjun, you have a business of your own. You're an entrepreneur. I know about the company, Full Stop, for a while. You guys do various different digital services. Right. How do you balance both? How do you manage that? What do you do at
So I basically take care of a couple of things at the company, and I'm always remotely connected. So we're 3 partners. Each one of us have our own roles as to what we're doing. Yeah, so for me, when I have my travels, I'm always connected with my team. We're in a digital world and everything happens over a phone call, message or email. So yeah, I mean, it's great. And with regards to the other companies as well that I run, all of them I'm just digitally connected to all of them. So I don't really need to physically be there, versus this job of mine needs me to be there to perform.
What are the other companies that you
run? I have a company called Digital Chance, which basically curates wedding music. So when you get married and then you have like fairas and then the ceremonies that happen. So we curate music for that and we play our music for it. Okay. The other company is called 9 Artists. So we're into artist management. So that we handle specific artists, VJs, bartenders, MCs, singers, all of that. So again, I have my whole team that does that. And then there's Full Stop.
And when did this start? Was it parallelly along with your DJing
All of this started like in the last... so Full Stop was 2012. Digital Chance was 2020 or 2021. So COVID time, basically, we came up with this because all the ceremonies became small and this was like the need of the hour, and now we just enhanced it up completely. And 9 Artists started about a year and a half back.
Okay.
Yeah.
Nice. That's
2 years
interesting.
back, roughly.
But then, how do you DJ and then run all these businesses?
A, I have partners also, so they are also involved. B, we are digitally connected, as I said. So we don't really need to physically be there to do this job.
Is it that you have to run other companies while being a DJ because maybe A, you have time, or then you need to have all your finances in place, and this having a business gives you the opportunity to do that more?
To be
Because
honest, it was also a way to be involved in the entertainment business. That's how Full Stop started. So DJing and entertainment was parallel, and then we grew into a digital marketing space because that was the need of the hour. So yeah, so I like it also started as one of those things that what if, say, a DJing career does not kick off, right?
how long have you thought about that?
No, I mean, I never thought of it that it won't. I'm just saying, like, you have something, right? And now it's grown. Like, it was a team of 4 people: Abhishek, my partner, and 2 more employees that we had. Just 4 of us in a 200 square feet office. Started out with 1 client, not knowing where this is going, to having a team of 70 people now, 120, 130 clients. So it's just grown, right? So why would you want to shut it down in any way? Everything can work. I don't need to shut it down. So
You need good time management for that.
yeah, which I think I'm doing a great job at. I don't think that's a problem.
You like business as much as doing
I
your
love both.
DJing?
I love both because they're both very different things. One gives you that whole when you're on the console, it's not stressful. It's like your stress buster. And then one is where you are like active, using your head, putting things together, managing people, putting finances together. So
Right.
yeah.
And Arjun, you recently DJ'd at a wedding in Wall Street, which now we all know about and have heard. And Wall Street came to a halt in New York because 400 people were jamming to your music. I want to know what was going on in your mind during that time.
To be honest, I was on a truck, and as soon as the truck started moving, and I was like, "This is happening." We start moving to the lane, and then the baratis start like getting together, and the dholis start playing a beat, and it just starts. The energy starts building, and the more baratis coming. There were 50, then became 100, 200. Like they just started like, forming the sort of barat, and then it just felt like, dude, I'm doing a barat in New York, and then on top of that was Wall Street. So that was like the moment I'm like, dude, this is actually happening. It was like a 45 minutes, 1 hour barat, but the energy was like, it just started one way. Like it was like straight up. Like it started from here and went straight up. Like there was no sort of stop to that energy that was being generated then.
Did you know that you were going to play at
I
Wall
got to know like
Street specifically?
a few days before. Not few days actually, 2 days before.
Okay.
Yeah.
And I'm sure you didn't expect it to like halt Wall Street and then start
No,
playing.
they
like,
said that they were. I mean, they have the way this works is. I think the event planners do a lot of like logistical work and permissions and all of that.
So they know.
Yeah.
Okay. And tell me, for somebody who's wanting to become a DJ or is entering this space, how do you actually get to your paid gigs? Like, is it that you have to go network? Is it you hire somebody to get it for you, or you wait for the inquiries, they come to you?
First and foremost, you need to be confident about yourself being a good DJ. Once you have that, then you can try for some opportunities on your own to get certain slots at, say, a club or a private event, play for some friend, family, where you showcase. Once you know if you've done a good job, then references start. Like for me, it was always showcase and then it built. So I don't think you need to like pay to get a gig. I don't think that's the right way.
And at some point, does the influx of inquiries come in on its own?
Always will come on its own. If you're like a true talent and if you're doing a good job, why will it not come?
Okay. And you don't really need to have to, like, for example, do like a BD.
No, I don't think so. People are hinting towards it, but I think it's more about your talent. Once, like, imagine you hearing a good DJ and be like, yeah, he's good. Why don't you get him? And then your friend
That's
gets
how
him,
it
and then
works.
so on and so forth. It builds. It takes time, but it happens. Happens in the most organic format.
That's how it should happen. What is the next big thing you dream of?
maybe performing for like a festival like Coachella, Ultra Music Festival, maybe Tomorrowland, one of those, but in the right slot.
What is the right slot?
Like I don't want to do a slot wherein it's like the dream is like you being called upon there as a main stage artist.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, because you have fillers, people who
Yeah,
come
like
in
the pre-acts and like
Pre-act.
I want to reach that space where automatically you're called as a main stage artist.
Okay. And his other dream is to have more DJs. Like you want to train more people to
Oh
be
yeah,
able
that's
to.
like a thing that I want to do, like 150%. The real stuff that I was taught by my tutors and DJs who taught me, I want to teach those roots to the upcoming DJs.
Okay, what kind of a person can likely become a DJ? What do you need to have
Someone
to
who loves
become
music.
a DJ?
Someone who loves music, super passionate about what they're doing, can have late nights without complaining, let go of their social life. Those guys
Okay.
are fit. They pass the test.
Okay, and tell me, how has DJing become different from when you started to now?
A lot of AI, automation, no more CDs. You're just carrying one laptop. So you're not carrying like multiple files. Technologies become better, sounds become better.
How has AI integrated into DJing?
Do you know the number of DJs that come every day? Like, have you seen bedroom DJs evolving? All these controllers coming. Everyone wants to be a DJ. It's all because of softwares, right? So AI is the next thing. Like, it's going to be there soon. Sooner than you and I can even think of. It's there, I think, on a pilot project. I haven't really explored that, but I
Okay.
know it's there.
Okay.
Somewhere. It's coming. It's in the
Okay.
pipeline.
Will DJing become automated at some point with AI?
It will at some point, but I don't think it'll. I mean, that's now for the audience to decide if it's the same.
What happens if AI takes your job of DJing? Is that possible?
They said that about a lot of things, right, with AI, but I don't think AI replaced it fully. It only bettered the ones who were. So if I was to use AI and become
Yeah.
better, I don't see it being wrong. I use it to my strength. Why will I use it otherwise?
Have you used AI for DJing?
music?
Yeah.
For music?
For
yeah.
music.
Yeah.
Okay. Like what? How?
Like for producing music, we use like AI tools to like pull out chords of a song, maybe leads, all of that.
That's done through AI.
Yeah. At this point, I haven't explored AI too much, but at least this I do. I mean, pulling out the stems of a track, lead, piano, bass, drums, vocals, it's all AI.
If you had to train somebody to become a DJ, what all would you like train them for? How would you go about it?
To train for a DJ, like they would have to actually, as I said, love music, be passionate about it, and when they come, they have to be regular, practice, and basically the whole process of DJing would start by tuning your ears and studying music first, and then moving to DJing, the angle which is the console and the technical angle to it. So it's a process. It's not a one-day job. It's, I think, a good 6 months in.
Okay. And do you think you'll ever get into like more of the music part?
Yeah, of course.
Like what do you want to do?
So basically, like I'm producing music, but eventually make my original music. But at this point, we're doing like mashups, remixes, which are on YouTube. But that is still a mashup or a remix. I want to make my original stuff. So yeah, let's see. That will sort of.
Ideally, that looks like the trajectory.
I mean,
because
just
you like
for
music.
myself. For myself.
Oh, for yourself.
Like put it out there, let the audience listen to it. All of that.
Sounds fun. Thank you, Arjun, for speaking to us. It was so much fun. I think I learned a lot about DJing that I had no idea. So
You're
I'm
already
sure
there.
my audience. I've become half a DJ now.
You're already there. I know one thing for sure, that they will never go back to a DJ to request a song after this interview.
No, I'll see the vibe and maybe match it. And then I will come to one of your, when you're
Please.
playing.
We'll get you to play a song then.
Wow, I can do that.
Yeah.
Not good at it. Thank you guys for watching another episode. If you have any thoughts, leave them in the comments below. I will see you in the next one. Don't forget to subscribe.